My name's Kate. I read way too much, and let's wrap up August and reset for September. So yes, I am filming this intro at the end. I started filming yesterday, thought I'd get it all done, and I didn't. So it came into today, and I didn't want my intro to be me with soaking wet hair from an everything shower that you'll see here very shortly. But today, yes, we are wrapping up August, starting September, bringing you along with me for what that looks like. I do normally take a day or two to do that. I like to just start fresh every month, and this month, September, is always busy for us. We have a lot of birthdays we celebrate. We have my sons, my mother-in-laws, my sisters. We have the first day of school. We have a lot of appointments this month. Just all the things. So I want to make sure I am fresh and ready to go to start this new busy month. So let's get right into it. Good morning. As you can see, I filmed that intro later on today. At least that's the plan in my head. We need to do like an August wrap up, September reset. So that's why I am in sweats and hair is not done. My glasses are on. It is a mess in the book room. I was traveling this past weekend, so I've got to play some catch up today, and that's the plan. So we're going to do like an August wrap up, talk about the books I read, talk about the things I did, and reset the reading room. We're going to pick some books for my September TBR from the TBR prompt jar. I have some new prompts to add to that. We're going to look at like my fall TBR because here in upstate New York, it's starting to get very fallish. Yes, it's the end of August, but this is where we start cooling down. It's amazing. So that is basically the plan today. I need to do an everything shower. I'm actually making a really good dinner for my family that I'm excited about. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know if you guys will see the dinner in this. This is probably just going to be like the wrap up and reset. I like that. Wrap up and reset. There we go. That's the title of the vlog right there. So yeah, I'm waiting on an Instacart. So I can't do the everything shower till then. So maybe I'll start picking up in here. That sounds like a good plan. Let's do that. Let's start picking up in here. First off, I have frames coming. My wonderful bestie, Leanna, got me a special edition copy of The Hobbit that came with these beautiful separate maps that I am framing and putting on my wall. I don't know if I'm going to put them here. It's going to depend on the size of the frames. If I'm going to put them here under my Epic Fantasy shelf or over in this corner, I have some wall space from here to the other wall. But we will see when those frames get here. Do what I want you to do, please. Thank you. I have an obsession with background ambience while I'm reading, while I'm doing things, and so getting it on the TV in here. I normally do some type of like dark academia, romantasy, something along those lines. Ooh, Fall Grounds at Hogwarts. That could be good. It's only an hour long. I like the long ones. That's what she said. Do we like this one? It's 8 hours long. I don't like just nature sounds though. I have to have music with it. And this one's sounding very naturey. Nope. This is not the one. This is more like it. It's got a little fairy tree house. I'm obsessed. Here, let me just show you guys. Why don't I just show you? Duh. How cute is that to have on in the background? I don't know if I'm even in frame anymore. Close enough. All right. Oh. So now I really just want to shower. My Instacart is done being shopped. It just needs to be delivered. So I'm waiting on that notification so that I know it gets delivered. And then we will get around for the day. I have to do my wrap up for both here and for TikTok. I am starting a weekly reading vlog that'll go up next week. I want to go over my fall TBR here and on TikTok. And I gotta set my September TBR. I have not done TBR prompt jar picks at the beginning of the month in so long, and I'm actually really excited to get back to it. I have a couple people recommended some prompts to me to add to my jar, so I have those that I need to cut up and get in the jar. And yeah, so that's where we're at. So I'm gonna wait on this Instacart. I'm gonna get in the shower, and then I'll be back. I'll be back after that. Now that the basics are done, everything shower is done, my hair is brushed. I decided I'm not going to do makeup today because we're not doing anything this afternoon and tonight. So I put it all on my face. I know I'm filming, but I'll end up doing my makeup tomorrow. So you get what you get today. I figured let's do our August wrap up, what I read, what I did, all of that, and go from there. And then truly keep going with this reset vlog. So at the beginning of August, I was slumping hard. I read 7 books, hopefully 8 if I finish A Shadow in the Ember before the end of the month. I don't even know what today is. August 28th, so I'll finish A Shadow in the Ember. So I'm going to say I finished 8 books in August, but I was slumping so hard. But we're better now. We are out of that slump and all is right in the world. First 2 books I read, I don't have physical copies of, but I do need to get physical copies of. First is going to be A Kiss of Death by Alexis Morgan. So I just finished this. This just released. I was lucky enough to get an art copy from Alexis. I've been following her since before she started writing this book, and I loved her content then. And then she started writing this, and she would share snippets and talk about the process, everything going into it. And when I tell you this book, it was 5 stars. 5 stars. I think her being a content creator and knowing what we as viewers were looking for aided so much in this book. She gave us romantasy readers exactly what we wanted. A world we wish we could go in, jump into, just live in. Characters we become obsessively emotionally attached to. Like, I absolutely fell in love. And the yearning. I needed that type of yearning in my life. It's been a while since I've read it. That type of yearning. I'm obsessed. So this just released. I need to order the physical copy, but it was so freaking good. You can find her. I know she's on TikTok. It's author Alexis Morgan. Just trust me when I say go read A Kiss from Death. So good. The other book I read this month that I don't have a copy of is Till Summer Do Us Part by Megan Quinn. Now, this was part of a traveling book club I'm in, and I absolutely loved it. I have never read Megan Quinn. Very rarely do I read any fluffy romance. If anything, outside of like fantasy and romantasy, I've been getting into cowboy romance and also like dark romance here and there sprinkled in throughout. So this is my first fluffy romance, but this was so much fun. I loved it. And so we're highlighting, annotating as we read these books and send them on, and it is so much fun. If you have the chance to join a traveling book community, absolutely do it. Also, I rated that 4 stars. Forgot to tell you. As for the physical copies I have, I did read The Crown of Gilded Bones by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This is the 3rd book in the From Blood and Ash series, and I absolutely love this. I did rate this 4 stars as well. And this one I think because I'm looking at my Goodreads right now, and I hate that you can't do half-star ratings on here. I want to say I rated this 4.25 or 4.5. I absolutely love the end of this. I love where this book is going. It left me on a cliffhanger that was so hard for me to jump into the Flesh and Fire series. I wanted to just continue on in From Blood and Ash, but I'm trying to be good. I know there's a lot of lore in Flesh and Fire, and this, in the reading order I'm doing, is recommended for a reason. But if you have not done the From Blood and Ash series, I suggest the tandem read with the Flesh and Fire series. And if you want to see what that looks like, let me know. And I can send you what the order I'm reading it in. But I highly recommend to my romantic girlies this. It's so good. In trying to get out of my slump, I went out of my usual fantasy romantasy, and I read Brutal Prince by Sophie Lark. These have been, I have the whole series, and it's been on my TBR for so freaking long. Finally picked it up. This is like mob, like rival mobs, and I absolutely love these characters. This was so much fun. It's a quick read. Sophie Lark just writes beautifully and describes everything so clearly. It's easy to picture it in your head. I absolutely love her. And like I said, I just love this. Starts with, they're a match made in hell. The FMC messes up really bad and ends up being basically like, hey, to fix this, you're marrying our rival mob's son. So figure it out. This was so much fun. I loved it. Also, because I forget to keep telling you the rating, 4 stars. 4 stars. One of my favorite reads from the month. So, this book, I recommended it also to a friend of mine, Dawn, and she loved it just as much as I did. The audio is absolutely fantastic. I read this physically, but then I'd listen to the audio here and there while I was driving or while I was doing dishes, things like that. For Whom the Bell Tolls by J.C. Lynn. This started off, I guess, as a skit on JC's TikTok, the Hell's Bells series, and I was cackling through this book. It also made me cry. I felt all the range of emotions for these characters. One of my favorite characters, if you know, you know, Carl. But this was so much fun. You have this FMC who passes away, and you have options when you pass away in certain situations, and she decides, I'm gonna go to hell, check it out, see what it's like down there. She gets a job at a help desk. She creates it, and things go from there. She meets our MMC, and I think the funnest part of him is they described him, and I texted my girlies because they described, he's a demon, he's got tail, wings, horns, purple gray skin, and I was like, am I reading too much for like romantasy? Why does he sound hot? I'm in love with him. This I did rate 4.75 stars. Absolutely obsessed with this. Please go read For Whom the Bell Tolls if you want a fantasy that's gonna make you giggle and kick your feet. And the banter is just bantering. It is so good. Now, on to the funnest part of the month. This past weekend, I flew from New York to Georgia to go on a little trip with Book Besties. We rented an Airbnb just outside of Atlanta, and it was also the 1-year anniversary of the 24-hour readathon in Erica with a CK's Discord. Now, I have been hosting the 24-hour readathons for 1 year now, and I wanted to do this one big. So we rented an Airbnb. There were 8 of us all together. It was so much fun. I am going to insert some fun pictures and clips here.
I have a friend who makes me grin from toast to nose.
We had an absolute blast. 10 out of 10. Recommend going and shutting yourself in a house to read with your best friends. I thought we weren't going to get very much reading actually done, but we did. We all buckled up, sat down. That house for hours at a time was silent. It was great. So I read 2 books, full books, and started a 3rd book, which I think is great for the fact that I was with a bunch of girls and I was still hosting the readathon. We just had such a great time. So I started off because one of the girls, Leanna, got me into Elsie Silver a while ago, and the Rose Hills Ranch series is her favorite Elsie Silver series. So I decided to honor her. I would start the readathon off with Off to the Races by Elsie Silver. This was so much fun. This was 4 stars. And there's something about cowboy romance that I didn't know I needed in my life. It doesn't even have to just be cowboy, but like that whole ranch hand, bull rider, that whole aesthetic just sings to my soul. I absolutely loved Vaughn and Billy. I just love a grumpy, broody man. There's something about a grumpy, broody man, which is exactly what Vaughn is. And it's an employer-employee romance. I cried out a part of this book because of a horse, and just chef's kiss. Elsie Silver just does it every single time. That woman can do no wrong. During the readathon, I also finished on Wings of Blood. I rated this 4 stars as well. I do think it had potential to be higher, but it was a me problem. So I started this and I just felt like it was taking me so long. I kept getting distracted because I started it actually a little bit before the readathon and like on my way down to Georgia. And I think I just took too many breaks. I am somebody who loves to, when I sit down and read, I want to sit and read, be sat, get lost in these books completely, which is just my preferred way. So I think that's the problem I had with the beginning of this. It's not that it was bad at all. It's so good. But once I did get sat and get through it, it was absolutely fantastic. I could not speak more highly of this book. We have a Vampire Academy, a Dragon Rider, a whole lot of drama, enemies to lovers, maybe because I still feel like we're not quite there yet with them, but there's just the academia setting, and it's just, if you like drama in your books, this one's got it. I absolutely loved it. I feel like I just keep saying I absolutely loved it. Even though I didn't read as much as I normally do, I read great books. That's such a good month to me. Now I am currently in A Shadow in the Ember by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This is the, dropping my fall TBR. This is the first book in the From Flesh and Fire series. So it's where I'm at in that universe, and I'm halfway through, absolutely loving it, eating it up, cannot wait to keep reading it. So I was listening to the audiobook while I did my skincare and my hair, and then I'm making not a big dinner, but really homey dinner for my family tonight. So I will listen to the audiobook while I do that, and then after dinner, I'm gonna get sat and read. I do read a lot with my besties, and we just get like on a FaceTime and have the best time chatting and reading and giggling, and book besties are necessary. So that basically wraps up August. The books I read, the readathon anniversary, going down to Georgia. I needed that Georgia trip for my soul. Absolutely will be doing more trips. We have a little like get together planned. We're constantly trying to plan these trips, but I'm just absolutely obsessed. These girls are my best friends. They are people who I could call having a problem here in New York, and they would book flights and be here to support me in any way necessary, and that's why I absolutely love them. I never thought I'd be somebody to say I went states away, flew down the East Coast to meet strangers I met on the internet in person. I never thought I would be that girl, and here we are. They understand me better than anybody else in this world outside of my husband, and they're even starting to understand him. They're starting to speak Jake's language. All right, so right now I need to do my wrap up for TikTok. So I'm gonna film that, and then I will come back and kind of go through the rest of the reset with you guys. So I'm gonna take a little break, get those TikToks filmed. I don't even know what else I need to do. I truly don't know. But we'll bring you along either way. So let's go. Good morning, happy Friday. We are back to the reset portion of this vlog. Yesterday I got like wrap up and all that done. I was hoping to film more, didn't really have a chance to. So it's Friday morning now, and it's time to do reset. I gotta pick some books from my September TBR, from the TBR prompt jar. I need to figure out if any of these are staying up here, going back on the TBR shelves, as well as show you guys my fall TBR. Just books I want to read at some point this fall. But maybe some of them will get picked by the TBR jar, so maybe I'll show you guys those first. and then go from there. So yeah, let's actually do that. I'm going to show you the fall TBR, the fall hopefuls, and then I'll read you the new prompts that I'm adding to the TBR jar, and then yeah, we'll do it that way. All right, here we go. So for the fall TBR, fall is my favorite time. Fall and winter, it's my favorite time to read. I read fantasy and romantasy all year long, but there's something that makes it extra cozy in the fall and winter. So that's what these are. Here in upstate New York, we are at the end of August. Today is August 29th. The month is almost over, hence the wrap up and reset vlog. But this is when it really truly starts getting to fall. Like today, our high is 66 degrees. This is my ideal. This is where I thrive. So each one has a different reason, but you'll kind of notice a trend to what I consider fall reading. So first we have The Fallen in the Kiss of Dusk by Carissa Broadbent. This is part of the Crowns of Nyaxia series, and the reason I say this is a fall read for me is this is a comfort series. I love anything Carissa Broadbent writes. I love The War of Lost Hearts. I love the other books in the Crowns of Nyaxia, like Serpent and the Wings of Night. Six Scorched Roses is one of my favorite novellas ever written. So good. But there's something comforting about this world to me. So this is the most recent release in the series, and I have been saving it for this time of year. Then we have Bone Island by Nicole Fiorina. I read Hollow Heathens a couple months ago. Absolutely loved it. The thing with Hollow Heathens, though, is it is very dark, gothic, spooky, perfect spooky season read. So if you haven't read Hollow Heathens yet, I highly recommend to read it for the fall, the spooky season. It's a whole vibe in and of itself. So this is the next book, and I read Hollow Heathens. I wanted to go right into this, but I want the right atmosphere. I want fall candles. I want a fall cozy playlist on the TV or on my iPad, whatever, wherever I'm reading. That's what I need when I read this. Then we have Gothicana by Runix. I feel like this just speaks for itself. Dark academia romance. I don't know much about it, surprisingly. I've heard a lot of mixed reviews on it, but I don't know much about what's actually in here. But even just reading the back, secluded castle, like I said, dark academia, all of it, it's fall. This is fall. Self-explanatory. This is fall. Gothicana. Then we have Fairytale by Veronica Lansett. I don't know very much about this book other than creators that I have very similar book taste to have enjoyed this a lot, but I've also seen not negative reviews, but kind of like meh reviews. So we'll see where I land on this, but I do know pretty sure it's got like a gothic vibe. I think. From what I've heard, I'm pretty sure it has a gothic vibe, so vibes. Then we have The Atlas 6 by Olivia Blake. I know this has been on my TBR way too freaking long, and this has had its time to shine on Book Talk and BookTube, but here we are. This is Magicians. Again, perfect. Magicians. I love it. I think this is also an academia setting, and I just read an Olivia Blake book a couple months back. I read One for My Enemy, and I absolutely loved it. Not just the story, I loved Olivia Blake's writing. So it makes me more excited to get to this, but I did save it again for the magician academia setting fall. I don't know how I haven't read this one yet. A Discovery of Witches by Deborah Harkness. I don't know how I haven't read it yet. And I know it's a series and I only have book 1 right now, but A Discovery of Witches. This is going to be, I think, an October read for sure. I think this is going to be more an October read, maybe. Maybe it'll end up in September. Who knows? I'm a mood reader through and through. So there's that. So then we have The Forest Where the Phoenix Sleeps by Brooke Marley Jones. Now this, I remember somebody recommending it in a video. So I added it to my Amazon wish list. And then a bestie of mine sent it to me off of my Amazon wish list. I remember all of that. I remember nothing about what's in here. Nothing.
Has it updated?
I don't know. My phone's up there right now. Why are you laughing at me? Don't press the buttons. Right? Don't.
I did.
No, you didn't. You wouldn't do that to your mother.
You sure?
Let me finish up.
You sure?
Will you not stop the video, please? I love you.
I love you.
I love you more.
I love Donkey.
You love the dog.
Why wouldn't I? It's Donkey.
I said I love you more and you go, I love donkey. Sander, sit. Sander, sit. All right, back to where we were. So the phoenix sleeps in the forest. I don't remember what's in this book at all, but this just seems like a cozy comfort fantasy or romantasy. The blurb on the back literally starts with, walking home late one night, burned out barista Nell accidentally incinerates someone. Whoopsie. This is, I think, definitely going to be like a cozy comfort fantasy. So adding that to the list. Last but certainly not least is Arcana Academy by Elise Kova. I have been avoiding spoilers for this like the plague. It's been all over my book talk, and it's an absolutely beautiful book. I can't wait. I've heard good things about Elise Kova. I have not read... Actually, I do have a book of hers that I've read. Where are you? You know what? I may have unhauled that one. Not because it was bad, just because I knew I would never reread it. It's not one that I continue to think about, but it would have been Deal with the Elf King. But here nor there. I am really excited to get to this. It's magic, academia setting, tarot card magic system. If I recall correctly, it's a teacher-student romance. I'm excited, or mentor-mentee, I'm not really positive, but I'm excited to get to this. Like I said, I've been seeing it everywhere, but avoiding spoilers like the plague. So this will be very, very soon. Very soon. All right, so now we've gone over the fall TBR. I need to move things around. Right now, what's on my TBR cart is the next books in series that I'm in the middle of. Yeah, that's what they all are. They're all the next books in series I'm in the middle of. And while I'd love to leave them up there, I want to get my fall TBR up here as well as my September TBR. But I'm not going to take them down just yet because I'm going to do the TBR prompt jar and I may pull from there. So we'll see about doing that before I just put them back on the shelf. I did put a video on TikTok looking for help with some more TBR prompts. I love my prompt jar, especially not just at the beginning of the month, but especially when I'm extra moody and struggling to pick a read. I shake this up, pick something, it helps narrow it down. So the ones I am adding is 5-word title, involves time travel, a book that matches my outfit, book number 13 in shelf row 3, a book you haven't read the blurb on, a book that was an impulse buy, a book that will make you cry, a book that begins with the first letter of the month, a book with flowers on the cover, has a color in the title, a book by a favorite author, an epic fantasy, continue a series, ask a friend to pick between 1 and 100. So I'm going to get these cut up, but if you have any suggestions for TBR prompts, leave them down below because I am always looking to add to this jar and I just absolutely love it. It's so much fun. All right, gotta give it a good shake now that they're all in there. Get everything all mixed up. I think I'm gonna pick 4. Initially, I was gonna pick 5. Maybe I should have did 5. I like the number 5. All right, I'm gonna do 4 because I did not read nearly as much this past month as I normally do. So I'm gonna do 4 to play it safe and still give myself space to mood read. That seems like a good plan. Ooh, one of the old ones. It's reread. I can't do that. I'm actually going to take that one out. I'm not a big rereader. unless it's something I'm super in the mood for. I'm just, after slumping for the beginning of last month, I am determined to not do that to myself. So we're just taking that one all the way out. That doesn't need to be in there. Oh, one of the new ones. A book that begins with the first letter of the month. Currently it's August. But should I do September since it's September TBR? I think that's what I should do. September, since we're in the September TBR. So S. Really, the only two I have that start with S are actually right next to each other, and they're on the shelf for continuing series. So I have Shadows So Cruel by Liv Zander. This is the second book in the Court of Ravens duology. So I could read that. Or Stolen Air by Sophie Lark. I just read book 1 last month. That was so good. You know what? I think I'm going to go with Stolen Air by Sophie Lark. I will read this. This actually should have probably been a part of my fall TBR because this is very dark. But I'm going to do Stolen Air. That seems like a good place to start. A little outside my normal comfort zone, but I did love Brutal Prince a lot. So, all right, let's pick book 2. That just won't stay up. Does not have a preposition in the title. In, at, on, of, to. That is so hard when you read mostly fantasy and romantasy. But I do have a couple here. So let's see what I got. All from the fall TBR, so that works out good. So right now I'm truly between Fairy Tale and Arcana Academy. Oy. You know what sounded good? I'm going to go with Arcana Academy. This sounds really good. And this I can get into in September as a fall read. Fairy Tale might be October. It just has that gothic spooky vibe. So, Arcana Academy for book 2. An author you've never read before. All those authors I've read. I've read you. You know, this book has been calling to me lately. I have never read anything by Alexandra Kensington, and I love this book. I think it is absolutely beautiful. It is called Blood Beneath the Snow. I'm going to guess it'll be part of a series, maybe. I'm not positive. But I saw it in Barnes & Noble one day, and I literally couldn't put it down. It does not come with a dust jacket. It does not come with a dust jacket, and I love how pretty just this naked hardcover looks and feels. And the font's pretty big, so I don't think it'll take me too long, but it sounds so good. It says, following a rebellious princess who must fight her brothers to the death, while also battling her feelings for her country's most powerful enemy. I mean, yeah. All right, last pick. Last but not least, like I said, I'm also leaving enough room for me to mood read. So that's the thing. Hyped on Book Talk. Hyped on Book Talk. I cannot believe I haven't gotten to The Wrath of Dragons yet. Fear the Flames by Olivia Rose Darling was my favorite book of 2024, and the sequel is out. I've had it since it released. I have to have the right time for that one. Absolutely have to have the right time. So that's gonna have to be a mood read. So we're gonna go with City of Smoke and Brimstone by Kayla Edwards. This is the 4th book in the House of Devils series, so the City of Gods and Monsters series. I've been wanting to pick this up so bad. it's calling to me. I have a couple friends who have been reading it, and I'm so excited just to jump back into this world. I love these characters, and I need to see what happens next. Not too bad of picks. So we have Stolen Air by Sophie Lark, Arcana Academy by Elise Kova, Blood Beneath the Snow by Alexandra Kennington, yes, and City of Smoke and Brimstone by Kayla Edwards. So that leaves us some wiggle room. So truly the last thing I have to do to prep for this month is go through. So I use the daily planner, well, the planner from the daily. I use the weekly, monthly, daily one. I'm obsessed. It helps my type A personality so much. And so what I do is I go through, so at the beginning of every month, it has a full calendar. And so like in August, if something came up in September, appointments, stuff like that, I wrote it down on the big calendar. So then at the beginning of the month, I go and put it in to the weekly and the daily calendar, mostly the daily, and then I fill out the weekly on the weekend leading up to it. So I just have to do this, and then we have some birthdays this coming month. We have my son's birthday, a couple real good friends of mine. We have a couple doctor's appointments, school starts for my littles, and I'm so excited. So let me get this stuff written in here, and then I will feel reset and ready to start September. There we go. I am reset and ready to start September. So I have the weekend still too to keep resetting my house and truly feel ready to step into a new month, a new school year, life with an 11-year-old boy. I can't believe my baby's going to be 11 years old, and just keep going, keep moving, keep growing, keep all the things. So thank you all for coming with me to wrap up August and reset September, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'd love to have you here more often. My goal is, yes, to continue to grow my social media presence here and on TikTok, and just be able to help support my husband in supporting us. So I hope you all have a great day, and I will talk to you very soon.